Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Trevor Woodruff, and I'm back with another video. Please don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. Today we're talking about 4 characteristics of a good investment. Stay tuned. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into this, I'm going to ask you, hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Now, today we're talking about the 4 characteristics of a good investment. And I kind of talked about this at the end of my last video, but I didn't get into the details. So with this video, I want to get into the details, okay? So the 4 characteristics of a good investment. The first characteristic is protection, all right? Now, what do I mean by protection? What I mean is if I put $100,000 into an investment, I want to make sure that that $100,000, that principal amount, is protected. And let's say, for example, that $100,000 grows into $150,000. I don't care if that extra $50,000 is at risk. I just want to make sure that I'm not losing my principal amount. So you want to make sure that if you invest in anything, your principal amount is protected, okay? Now, the second characteristic is you want to make sure that you're getting a return of 6% to 12% or higher. And this has to do with compound interest and the rule of 72. Now, compound interest is nothing but the interest that you make on top of interest. And the rule of 72 says that if you take that interest and divide it by 72, you'll get how long it'll take you to double your money. So let's say, for example, you're getting 6% on an investment. That means it'll take you 12 years to double your money. Let's say, for example, you're getting 10% on an investment. That means it'll take 7.2 years to double your money. Let's say, for example, 12% on your money. That means it'll take 6 years to double your money. And so on and so forth. You could do the rest of the math, okay? So remember that if you invest your money into anything, you want to make sure that you're getting a return of 6% or higher. Now, the third characteristic, okay, is you want to make sure that the investment is tax advantage, okay, meaning that you're not paying any taxes, okay? So money is taxed in 3 ways. It's either taxed now, it's taxed later, or it's tax advantaged, okay? So tax now looks something like your bank account, your savings account, CDs. Tax later is like your 401ks. And then tax advantage, that's your cash value life insurance and your Roth IRAs, okay? Now, the fourth and final characteristic is appreciation. You want to make sure that regardless if you're putting money in or taking money out of it, that your investment is still going to grow. You are still going to make money. You want to make sure that regardless if you're working or you're not working, you want to make sure that this investment continues to grow for you, okay? You want to make sure that you are getting appreciation on top of your money. Does that make sense? Now, when it comes to your 401ks, crypto, stocks, they only give you one of these things, okay? Now, that one thing is the returns, right? Because in the stock market, in your 401k, sometimes you could get 6% above in your returns, all right? Now, last video, we talked about stocks and we talked about crypto, but let's get into that 401k, all right? Let's dive a little bit deep into your 401k. Now, the average 401k when somebody retires has $250,000 in the account, all right? So 250. Now, Uncle Sam, the government, is going to come and tax you anywhere from 30 to 40%. Let's go with 30%. So if we do 30% divided by 250,000, what is that? 175,000. And then the retirement age is what? 67. And you can't touch the money in a 401k until 59 and a half. Now, that's another problem, is that you can't even touch your own money until you're past the age of 59 and a half, all right? But that's a whole nother video, all right? Now, the average lifespan of an American is what, 78 years old? You do the math, ladies and gentlemen. What is that, 10, 11 years? That's what, 10, 11 years of freedom? I wrote 10, but whatever, we'll keep it whole numbers. So what is that? 10 divided by 175, that's what? $17,500 a year, every year for the next 10 years to spend. You see why your parents, your grandparents, your uncles, your aunts can't retire? Yo, my aunt, she worked for the school system for 20 years. When she retired, they gave her a golden plaque and sent her on her way. You know what she does now? She takes care of old people. And the reason being is because her 401k is not enough. Social Security isn't even enough. Now, I'll tell you this much, right? I'll tell you this much. The government and Wall Street, they benefit more off of your retirement than you do. You don't believe me? Take a look at it. What did I say? The government is going to tax you anywhere from what, 30 to 40% when you retire. And this isn't just me, this is all Americans. So they're collecting theirs, and then Wall Street, no matter if the market is down, if it's up, they're collecting 2% every single year. So you got Wall Street getting a minimum of 2% every year, no matter what. Okay, you do the math. You could start putting in for retirement at 18, and then the retirement age is what, 67? So guess what? You do the math, 2% every single year. By the time you retire, the government gets more money than your retirement, and Wall Street has collected more money from you than you'll have in your retirement. Is that fair? It ain't fair to me. Let's be clearly honest here. Now, I told you in the last video, I tell you 2 investments that actually get you all 4 of these things. And those 2 investments are, 1, the first investment is real estate. The second investment is insurance. Okay? Now, when I talk about real estate, I'm not talking about your primary residence, okay? Your primary residence is considered a liability. I know a lot of people tell you, oh, it's an asset. It's an asset because to the bank, it's an asset. It puts money into the bank's pockets. So it is a liability for you and an asset for the bank. All right. I'm talking about rental property. I'm talking about multifamily real estate, apartment complexes. You know, anything you collect rents from. All right. And then with insurance, I'm talking about the rich man's Roth. I'm talking about an IUL, which is Indexed Universal Life Insurance. aka cash value life insurance. Remember, I said cash value life insurance is what? Tax advantage. It is tax advantaged. Now, check this out. If you don't believe me that these two things are the best assets to have, this to me is the number one hard asset. This to me is the number one paper asset. If you don't believe me, just look at a bank's balance sheets. These are the two biggest assets on a bank's balance sheets. Matter of fact, let's talk about the bank. Whenever you get your money, right? Whenever you get paid, where's the first place you put your money? Matter of fact, let's say, for example, this is you. Whenever you get paid, you put your money inside of what? The bank. And the bank is willing to pay you 0.1% interest on your money that you put inside of the bank. 0.01% interest. By the way, if you use the rule of 72, it'll take you 720 years just to double your money at an interest rate of 0.01. But you put your money inside the bank. Now, as soon as the bank gets your money, they realize and they understand that money is a liability. So they loan it back to you. And they loan it back to you from anywhere between 4% and 20%. And they do this in the form of what? Credit cards, student loans, mortgage loans, car loans, all of this. They make sure they get their money. Now, my question is, why is the bank willing to pay you interest for your money? I'll tell you why. So there's a saying, right? There's two types of people. There are people who pay interest and people who collect interest. You happen to be both of them. There are people who pay interest and collect interest. You happen to be both of them. Now, the bank, on the other hand, is the third person in the transaction. There's somebody who's willing to pay interest in order to collect interest, okay? Now, another question you got to ask is, why do we put our money inside of the bank? And the reason why we put our money inside of the bank is because it's what we consider safe, right? And the reason why we consider it safe is because of the FDIC. And the FDIC says that they will insure up to $250,000 of your money. So if the bank goes bust, or if the bank goes bankrupt, they will insure $250,000 of your money. And this is why people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk don't keep all their money inside of a bank. They keep it in different assets, such as fine wine, businesses, cars, things of that nature, okay? But anyway, check this out, right? So you put your money in the bank. The bank is willing to give you 0.01% interest on your money. They loan it back to you at anywhere between 4% to 20% in the form of credit cards, student loans, mortgage loans, and car loans. And you know what they're doing with their money? I'll tell you what they're doing with their money. They're putting it inside of insurance. So this interest that they're getting, they're putting it inside of insurance. So you see, remember, your bank account is what? What did I say it was? Your bank account is what's considered a tax now account, okay? Tax now. Meaning that the interest you collect from the bank, you have to pay taxes on that. Now, what is the bank doing with their interest? Well, they're invested in cash value life insurance. You don't believe me? Just Google bank life insurance assets. Matter of fact, we'll Google it now. We'll do the work now. We will do the work now. Hold on. Bank life insurance. Look at this, right? Banks buy life insurance because it offers benefits not available through their own products and institution. Bank products have low rates and are taxable. We just talked about that, right? While life insurance offers guaranteed growth. Guaranteed. Remember in the last video I told you, in life insurance, in cash value life insurance, your money is considered safe and it gets growth, right? Where was I? While life insurance offers guaranteed growth, tax advantages, remember we just talked about that, remember? The characteristics, tax advantage, right? While life insurance offers guaranteed growth, tax advantages, and an opportunity to shore up balance sheets with an asset so reliable it can be used as collateral. You see what I'm saying? This stuff, it's all Google. You know what I'm saying? We research everything except for our 401k. And then we think insurance is a scam. Hold on right quick. Let's continue. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Check this out. ProsperityThinkers.com. It says many banks have more invested in life insurance policies than they do in bank premises, fixed assets, and all other real estate assets combined. Remember I told you, the number two assets on a bank's balance sheets are real estate and insurance. And the biggest thing on a bank's balance sheet is insurance. Matter of fact, let's Google, hold on right quick. Let's Google bank rate. Hold on right quick. Let's Google what is it? Bank. Hold on right quick. Let's see. Let's Google bank ranked by life insurance assets, right? And we could literally do this all day. Look at this. Bank of America has $24 billion in cash value life insurance. Wells Fargo, 19 million. JP Morgan, 12 million. PNC Bank, 10 million. As you were, billion. It has Bank of America has 24 billion. Wells Fargo has 19 billion. And then JP Morgan has 12 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, you could Google this stuff. All right? You could Google it. Now, I want you to remember this, okay? Whenever you invest in something, it needs to have these 4 characteristics, all right? And the 2 number 1 assets that you can invest in that have these characteristics are real estate and life insurance, preferably cash value life insurance, okay? Now, if you wanted to, you could Google things like BOLI, which is bank-owned life insurance, or COLI, which is corporate-owned life insurance. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Now, am I saying get rid of your 401k? No, I'm not saying get rid of your 401k, but I'm telling you your 401k is not enough. Now, what is enough is you need to add, and if you don't have these things, you need to add real estate, preferably rental property, to your assets, and then also you need to add cash value life insurance to your assets, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my video. Y'all have a great afternoon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now y'all have a great afternoon.